So I've had 4 pairs of boxers destroyed, shredded.
Hello, this is Laughing Gas at the Edinburgh Fringe. I'm here with the Story Pirates.
Hello!
Now, you might be wondering why they're holding massive chess pieces. Why is that? Because we're sitting on a massive chessboard.
I for one can never perform at an arts festival without a giant game of chess available.
Indeed.
This thing.
Indeed.
Or a
Black bishop.
That's a king.
All right, pipe down.
Yeah. Some details.
You're not very well up on your chess pieces there, but you are very well up on your sketch and improvised comedy.
Good
yes,
indeed.
We are.
That is an amazing thing.
We are.
How's the show been going, guys?
Yeah, really well. We've got 2 shows. We've got one in the day, which is sketch and is a story basically about mine and Charlie's love affair. That's basically what it is.
Oh, disintegrating relationship.
Oh, disintegrating relationship. And on the evening is improv comedy.
So, what sort of topics do you guys cover in your show?
In the improv show, we can cover anything really. Well, because we're the Story Pirates, we've been playing a lot with characters from literature at the festival, so we get suggestions for. It's been quite nice. I've been surprised at how well read I've actually seemed on stage, because people name people that I've heard of, like Dorian Gray.
Nice, you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Tick.
In the day show, it's kind of there's a lot of we deal with prejudice and racism in a kind of jovial way. Robots. The problems of technophobia.
I'm just so excited about all the space we'll have. Yeah! When all those immigrants leave. Ooh, space. Oh,
Not right now, it's so squashed.
Oh, yeah.
It's so squashed on the tube.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, we're not racist, we're spacist.
There's lots of different things that we use. I mean, we've started recently working a lot with silhouettes and projections, so we do a lot of stuff to shadow puppets, which Charlie has taken naturally to cutting out paper. He's very gifted at it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like watching a 3-year-old child trying to operate a pencil.
Yeah, it's
And
quite.
try and do it. It's pretty embarrassing.
It's a little bit frustrating because essentially it takes several hours to make one slide, and I thought it was a job we could share.
Yeah.
But it's not been.
Turns
It's
out
just
I
been
am
all you doing all
literally
the work.
that Robin
cat-handed
rips up bits of paper
and eats them.
A mighty wine glass.
But we work with a guy in London called Tom Gallant, who is a silhouette artist, who is a brilliantly talented person, and he cuts out a lot of shapes for us as well. So we tell stories, and
You like cutting a lot of shapes on stage as well. You do.
I like to cut shapes.
Dancing
You
is a
do.
massive part of the Story
is.
Pirates. Essentially, if you're not dancing before and after the show, then
What's it
well,
worth?
you'll watch us dance.
Our personalities on stage are often exaggerations of our personalities in real life.
yeah, of course.
And
yeah.
Delightfully bickery.
delightfully bickery, yeah.
So there's 2 of you at the moment, but your group is slightly bigger than that usually.
Yes,
Yes,
well,
that's true.
well
yeah.
observed, Tom. There are, I believe, 5 Story Pirates altogether.
Yeah.
They are Robin Clyfan, Charlie Partridge, Tom Skelton, who does the improvised show with us up here sometimes, but because we wanted to do a serious stage run, we only had the 2 of us because we're the only 2 that could do the whole festival. And then in Mecca, who's part of the Marvellous Historians as well, who's been helping us out, and Jeff Leach, who is busy pursuing a career in the BBC 3 sitcom and presenting. So he's busy.
Luke is also a marvellous historian. He has been an honorary Story Pirate. He's helped us
And
out
what an
loads.
honour.
We're very fun. I'd say I like what we do. I really do.
They hiked in a very stationary manner, and then for health and safety reasons they continue stopped hiking.
I like what we do too. I
It's
didn't
good.
notice that I've been trying to drink this kind of surreptitiously, but then I realised that I'm in the middle of the shot, and no matter how I do it, it's quite noticeable.
You're gonna do
What's the strangest thing you've
Still
ended up
Charlie's.
improvising on stage? Would you say?
I guess it's one of the when we have 2 characters put together peculiarly. Wolverine and Pooh.
Wolverine and Pooh in some form of romantic relationship. That was a bit weird.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the
was
Pooh,
not
that is.
Feces.
Yeah, that would have been even weirder because Wolverine finds it very hard to wipe his ass, obviously, because he's got huge spikes coming out.
We do
That's
serious
mental.
scenes as well.
Yeah.
So there's a sort of exercise we do on stage where Robin's a fully trained actor. You've got to understand.
My workshop. You're referring to my workshop.
Yes,
Charlie.
Robin completed an afternoon's workshop at Battersea Arts Centre.
3.5 hours intensive with John Malkovich.
With John Malkovich.
Not the John
like
Malkovich.
No, different.
He works at Dixon's.
Yeah.
John Malkovich.
And so what we do then? So we're maybe with the child abuse one. There was 2 brothers talking about how they'd been abused by their father, and they wanted to. They were wondering whether they should challenge him.
Yeah.
And one woman was crying. I don't know if you noticed that.
Really?
We moved someone.
Did we move her so much
I
to
think
tears?
The story was then changed to he made us play Crash Bandicoot repeatedly. And so you deliver the same scene with the same lines almost and the same emotional intensity, but suddenly about a ridiculous subject.
You get quite a young crowd as well. Is that because you're picking them out, your flyers?
Well, I think kind of like our comedy is intentionally appealing to younger people.
Yeah.
And particularly with improvised comedy, like we wanted to get away from it appealing to kind of middle-aged men, which is often like actually what it did do. So it's trying to make it more accessible, more young and like youthful and exciting.
Yeah.
And
Robin's incredibly ageist.
That. I'm massively ageist.
If he sees someone over 40 in
I'm
the crowd,
literally livid. I walk around like this.
Like, just in
I'm
case
meeting an old
someone
person.
arrives. Get out of my face!
Get away!
Greyhead.
Oh, whatever.
Ooh.
That was a little uncalled for. Essentially, it's quite a nice atmosphere we've generated on the bus, and you've degenerated it into basic name calling, you ginger twat.
And so Peter, despite realising they both had exactly the same coloured hair.
So, have you been having fun up in Edinburgh? How's the last few weeks been? You've been here for 3
We
weeks
lived with
now.
a three-legged cat. He was in a car accident and had one amputated. And has
By
spent
the
the
woman
last
who we live with.
by the woman we live with, who's a very lovely lady,
Very
Alison.
lovely woman, yeah, very lovely woman. Yeah, she amputated the cat. The cat kind of meows in the style of a crying child. Meow! And it also has a phantom limb.
Yeah, so sometimes you'll see it trying to scratch its ear. You know, cats do that thing when they scratch their ear, where it does that, except its stump is just sort of, if you can see my finger, just sort of doing that.
Yeah.
And it's stretching, and feels little.
Poor little guy.
Yeah.
So we also live with not just a three-legged cat, but also 2 dogs, one of which is completely mental.
Do you only live with animals? Are you not?
Mostly animals.
There's a
Four animals
badger.
and a woman. There's a badger who works there. He cleans the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the dogs this is actually true. Is just very crotch hungry, and it will only eat the crotch of your pants. So I've had 4 pairs of boxers destroyed, shredded. Charlie does a very good impression of the dog, don't you, Charlie?
Yes. Crotch. Crotch. There we go.
It's good.
Well, it's been lovely speaking to you boys.
It's been
Top
an
here.
absolute pleasure, Tom.
It's always an absolute
It
pleasure.
is, it always is. But enjoy the rest of your time in Edinburgh, and I think
you.
we're going to have some fun playing chess here.
Let's
tomorrow.
get chessy.
No, that's not how you start.